Right. Good morning. Good morning. Friday the 26th, rolling into the holiday weekend. Got some good, I say good, but got some confusing slash good data. So anyway, retail sales blew it out of the water, but there was a slight adjustment last time for the pound. And it's kind of the equivalent. I'd love to say that, oh my God, this is awesome. The retail sales look good. But the reality was they were much lower than expected, but we're still getting some strength coming in for the pound, which overall pretty decent. Again, mostly versus the yen, 114 here. You're seeing versus the euro, not too much, right? And again, point 0.2 higher, point 0.3 lower, right? So again, it's kind of a wash. Now, the core PCE is what we talked about. Right now, we're not seeing massive dollar swings right now because I think it's kind of assumed. And again, we said what was going to be the bigger deal, the debt deal or the PCE data. Now, PCE data, it showed an acceleration. Now, durable good orders were down, right? Kind of expected that it was going to be lower, like the core number, but then the overall durable good orders was expected to be negative and was positive. So people are looking at this trying to say, that's down, but wait, this is up. And that was supposed to be down. Huh, that's pretty good, right? So overall, looking at it, you're seeing it right here. The expectation was point 0.3, it came in higher. Um, I think this is one of those things, and it's an unexpected increase, right? Fed's favorite inflation measure heated up last month. Um, why this is important? Obviously, one, Fed uses it as their main gauge versus CPI, so that's number one. Number two, if everything was solved, we should be seeing it come down, not go to the top side. We shouldn't have these surprises. Now, is it potentially muted because of the holiday weekend? Absolutely, 100%. Right? Yep, there are people out. I can tell you that right now. I already know a bunch of people that are out for the day. So that will kind of mute it. People trying to get out for the early long weekend. And I think that's why we're seeing a blunted effect from it, as well as again overall you would see this core BCE be like, oh man, prices are going up again. The Fed's definitely going to raise. Right? There's nothing we can do to kind of stop it. Um, that should be overall negative for the market. But remember, the biggest thing that's the problem right now is kind of this debt deal, right? Getting this debt solved. People are trying to go home for the weekends. Democrats are in Senate are trying to force the committee to be broken up. So we have committees for a reason. They're like, nah, we're going to force the committee. Let's go take it to a vote right now. Trying to force more legislation through. I don't know, depends who you talk to, what time of day. We're super, super close. We're, working out the last little details. And then you have something like, hey, we're going to force it through. Um, Here's the thing. Okay. The last time something this important was forced through, there was a pretty big response to it. What I mean by forced through, if you guys remember when the AMA, right, the Affordable Care Act, the Obamacare, it was essentially forced through. Okay. The repercussions of it at the election was the largest swing we've ever seen. Power completely shifted. Basically, almost gave Trump, basically it went in that direction so far because of the forcing it through. If they forced it again in the current environment, what does that election look like next time, right? Because I'll tell you right now, they forced this through unlimited spending. We're going to hear all about it. We forced all their entitlements through. They got to do this. They changed this rule. They bypassed this. Um, we go into recession because, again, inflation is not controlled right now, as well as now there's articles out there. Saudi Arabia is also trying to join BRICS and also accept the BRICS currency. We're in major trouble right now, globally. And I again, in the US, I don't think people are looking at it, but BRICS is already bigger than G7, 13 additional nations in there. And now Saudi Arabia is talking about accepting BRICS currency. Again, this is going to be a global based currency to replace the dollar. And we're talking about negative ratings in the United States. And we've been debating that back and forth. And now we're going to force something through with more debt. We're gonna tack more debt on, right? That's cool. Let's just raise it forever, right? We're in some major trouble here. So yeah, it's great that everybody is like, we'll just vote it. Those are the rules. We'll just change the rules, right? Um, yeah, dark path, dark path. And seeing this increasing a year and a half into this now of raising rates, and people are under the assumption that we're going to start cutting rates this year, and we're seeing it increase even more. Oof, it's not a good one. Not a good one. Um, So yeah, we already know that manufacturing was having issues. So I am surprised that the durable orders are up a little bit, but not surprised by the core numbers whatsoever. So not really on a fundamental basis how you want to look at this. And remember, the market sees this as like whatever, it doesn't matter, right? It's only data. Who cares? Well, it matters for the Fed. So yeah, have fun with that. Obviously, nothing tomorrow, nothing Sunday, nothing Monday because it's a holiday. And then Tuesday, we start getting back in there with consumer confidence and some CPI data for Aussie, some GDP data for the Swiss. So, again, we may have a nice little dollar Swiss set up over the weekend. And again, Aussie, as well as, I think, I think Tuesday, I think Tuesday is when we hear the whatever the end conclusion to the debt deal is. I think that's when we hear it. That's just my opinion. I think that's when it's coming in. Um, I think I think that's when we get it. I think they're going to go home for the weekend. They're going to come back. They're going to do emergency session. They're going to make a lot of drama about it, and that's where it's going to come in. I think that's on Tuesday. So, but right now, after today, and my normal opinion is after 10:30, 11 o'clock Friday, you should be done. Yeah, there's some movements from Friday afternoon, but this Friday, again, I know the rest of the world does not celebrate Memorial Day, but it is a gigantic U.S. holiday. Everybody's getting out of there soon. Um, you can kind of set up some positions for Sunday night, but the volume is going to be so low because it is obviously a huge U.S. holiday, right? We got two, well, besides the majors, but Memorial Day, Labor Day, right? So those are the things to watch out for. It'll probably dry up this afternoon, especially volume wise, and there'll be some bigger moves. So looking at the VIX right now, data's out. VIX took a little bit of a spike. I don't think the VIX was too excited, right? Um, the VIX was not real happy with that. Oh God, it's raising, right? What is this raising thing? We don't like this raising thing. Um, and I would have to say, I don't think anybody wants the raising part of it, right? Um, so is the VIX doing what it should? Yeah, kinda. Right? Is there a lot of fear right now? Nah, it's a holiday weekend. People don't care as much. Some of the earnings look great, right? You know, Nvidia thing. That Nvidia thing is great. Um, rolling in, it is going to head more to the downside. You know, again, people are not big believers in the Fed's not going to do anything. It's kind of like, I think they will. So not surprised. The dollar right now currently red, but you can see what happened down here. It literally drove down into a level where we had a little bit of a gap at base, and it took off from there last time. Here's your 830 move. So any surprise? Nah, not really. We were down at 103.86, and now we're back up at 104. Is the dollar weak right now? We started. Here's Sunday. Here's Sunday. So what has the dollar done? Right there's Friday. Sunday's right here. So that's what the dollar's done this week. Is the dollar strong or weak? Pretty easy to say strong, right? Yeah, and ending kind of on a high note, right? So, again, it is red based off of when you have the close, but since that data came out, what did it do? In the overnight, Europeans took it here. They made it weaker, 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 weaker. In time for that news, just to pop it. They put it on sale just to get a pop out of it. And that's a decent move, right? 20 cents, right? 20 cents. Get on that one almost instantaneously. So not bad. Indices currently all into green. And overall, to be honest with you, again, I don't think we're getting a debt deal signed today. Overall, the data was not horrible today. Yeah, the prices rising is not good. The core numbers, remember, the core is, total everything. The durable, a little bit different, right? Expected to be that negative, and it came in positive. Again, not horrible, right? Now, this one, we knew it was going to be worse and kind of trying to target it, but overall, I think having durable orders higher, I think is actually a good thing. And the market's taking it that way. So again, feel good Friday. Everybody's happy currently right now, right? Everything is in the green. You love going into that holiday weekend where you are in the green. Um, that tends to be the way that you want to go into a holiday weekend. You don't want to go in super negative, like, oh my God, that was the worst day ever, right? It kind of puts a damper in, right? It's like end of the year with hedge funds, right? Oh, we're positive. All right. December 1st. All right, we're done. So that's where we are. Commodities. Unfortunately, all the commodities are up as well. Again, the dollar's not super, super weak, but commodities are up there as well. And again, we mentioned yesterday, expected this one to be green today going into a holiday weekend. People are driving. Natural gas up 3.8%. Kind of like, scratching my head on that one. Again, it could be some of the bricks data out there as well. Gold and silver actually remarkably are both up. And again, gold, it is heading back down. It really popped up, right? And right now, from late last night until the European session, popped this sucker straight up in the air, right? They popped it up, and then the Europeans are like, nope, we know what's coming. And it's been really kind of a down draw since that time. It's green because of where it closed, but you can see it kind of got positioned and then they took over. And again, I don't think it was a big, it wasn't a big mystery that it was going to turn and roll. Silver, again, silver has not done its roll. We talked about 23, and you can see late last night is when this really started to go, 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 go. We're in an area of sellers right now, and you can see it's getting really, really choppy. They're trying to fight it, right? Everyone's like, oh, this is great. This is good for the dollar. That's it, short silver. And they make it very, very difficult, right? Whenever you have moves like this, right, or news like this that people don't fully understand, remember, uh, core PCE is a little bit different. People have a very hard time kind of justifying, like, what is that, right? We don't know what that is. It's different than like CPI, right? So they're trying to get in there right now, and right now the market is like, it's basically fighting them, right? It's fighting them. It's like, well, where do we go with this? How do I trade this, right? People just don't know how to trade it, and they're getting long the dollar, and they're trying to get short silver, and because of it, silver is now having a battle, and that's what we're dealing with right now. So is it really up 2%? And we're still right in that same proximity to 23. Again, last night we were down, actually, I guess late last night at like 10 o'clock, we were down at 22.68. It's like, oh, that data's coming out. Go, get up there, get up there, get up there. It's going to turn and roll. The Fed's going to raise. The Fed's not, again, the Fed is saying we have to trust the data. We can't use our assumptions. I haven't seen a Fed president say yet that inflation is not too high, right? That's the consistent message that we are getting. It's too high, right? It's too high. Got to do something about it. It's working. If we pause, it's not because we're done. It's because we're going to get more data to justify raising it. Everybody, even Bostic is on board that one. So we're going to get some of that data. I think this going up right now, awesome, right? Low volume. Let's jack it up. Everybody that's trying to be a retail trader, get in there and short this one because of that data. Great. You're going to get stopped out. And then look for turns and rolls. And I think right now, if that's going to be the true bottom and we're looking for selling, look at this area right here. Right? I'll turn it yellow as kind of a cautionary tool. Right there, right? It's a base, and it's had its 3 touches, but now it's also a 61.8. It wasn't up until here, right? It was kind of backstopped by the 50, and then it started to get lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. But now that we're all the way down, that 61.8 is a nice little spot. So again, if we continue to rally up again, this could be something for like Monday, or I'm sorry, Tuesday, right? Could be a nice little Tuesday play. Because again, once everybody gets stopped out, then all of a sudden it's like, and then they mentioned next week, yeah, we've got, I'm voting for at least 2 more raises. That's where all of a sudden this thing goes crazy, and we shoot back down again. So I think that's a decent setup. Now, also, dollar, you can see it's up, but I drew it at 9. My bad. It's at 9. It should be at 8:30, and 3 is fine. So what do? They ran the price up into a level, push to the downside. Okay. And it's not out yet. 1 to 3 is sitting right there. Okay. But yeah, that was just the level that we drew yesterday. Right? That was the level we drew yesterday. And we drew this and we drew this, and this is why I draw them. Europeans took it up in time for it to slam back down again. And again, this was a 9 for like 27. Right now, the news is basically embedded. You could let it grind. Again, for Friday, it's at a 2.3. This is one of those ones where, like, you know what? I just want to clear the books. Trail it. You could also trail it. You could be like, you know what? If it goes above there, I'm just going to lock it in. Right? If it wants to go down, great. Just lock it in. Right? Lock yourself in. Worst case, it comes up and goes down. Who cares? Right? The worst you can do on it would be make like 16. Ideally, you would have only made 27 anyway out of it. Where you at right now? You at 25 right now? Yeah, we're basically right at 25. Right? So, again, not a horrible little news-based trade. You'd expect to see reversals coming back in this area as well as it's 9:30. But again, it's a dollar move. But again, manipulation. European market sent it up. Dollar weakness. Just in time to get that news to right back down again. All right? Not much I can say right now. It's literally almost the stopped Apple for profit. So nothing is set this afternoon. Aussie yen. All right, so Aussie yen. Definitely finding those buyers down here. Now we're flirting with this area. There's a small level there. Because this one is Again, we're going into the weekend. I don't think there's going to be enough of a play on this one. I do like it because it's high. I do think that the Aussie will turn and roll. Now, right now, again, gold is doing really, really good, right? Not really, really good. It's up 0.5%, right? But we're above 23 right now. When gold does start accelerating back to the downside, the Aussie should as well, and that should also send this down a little bit lower. It's not ideally at a 50% retracement. There is this one little level right here, but again, two levels, 50. I'd rather take the farther one, a little bit more conservative. Again, that one would be a short over this one right here, 91.60. 91.60. Um, but with the chop back and forth, again, are we going to wait for it to go up and then be like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock going into Memorial Day weekend? Again, Aussie's closed. Is there that much, proxy juice? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe if they come out with a debt deal today, right? Maybe there's enough proxy juice. But I really feel like for dramatic effect, they're going to hold it till next week. I know everybody was like, they want to get it out for the weekend. Yeah, they want to close it. Yeah, they want to get it in, right? Because that's the good thing to do. Politicians don't care. They want the dramatic effect. We fought tooth and nail, and I gave up my weekend and only had 4 margaritas. Because I was on the phone. That's that kind of stuff, right? So like this one bearish, I think that's a decent level. Euro, same thing. What do we do here? Hour and a half beforehand, we shot straight up. Now, this was a level, it was decent, right? We look for tests, right? There's a level of basing with some testing, and that's what we ran into as it was driving. That's where the test came in. Is this the ideal level you want to trade off of? It did chop back and forth. It was news based. It was formed at FOMC time, right? And it was up, down, up, down. It was kind of some indecision, and then came up and used it again. So it was a level. I think this one is also officially out now. If not, it's really, really close. Yeah, there's one at 305. So we just went past it. Will we have time for this Harry Potter? Great question. I think it's really, it's one of those things of, can we come down here and start the base and then punch down, and will we have enough time for this to complete today? Again, I really feel like they're going to not get the debt deal done today. I feel like they're going to hold it over the weekend. I'd like to see the base in there. I'd like this trade. But I'm afraid, if anything, we'll have the spike down and the spike back up again. I'm afraid we're not going to get this one. That this is going to be a casualty of the holiday weekend, right? Yeah, I just feel like we're not going to get enough on that one. But who knows? Maybe, maybe it comes through. Maybe we get something. Um, I wish there was something more exhilarating on this one, but it's kind of like, again, it's Friday, right? It's Friday. Fridays always make this hard, especially after news that was that good, right? And again, we just got out of the trade for a 1 to 3, so it's like the second or third one already, or second one already. It's not the last, I'll tell you that right now. So, yeah, but easy news trade. Euro pound. So Euro pound. Here was the data we were looking for, right? The retail sales number. And again, retail sales number is great, but again, there was the adjustment. And you can see we're kind of holding, and this is the same zone. It left a little bit early. It was sitting right here. And it continued to push. So where does this one go now? There's 2 hours left in this market. I don't think there's going to be too much more movement. Right now, you can see it's really starting to slow down. Right. Let me see. Did they give us anything on that one? There's not even a whole lot on it. Not even a whole lot on it. Right. Came out at 2, so you can see there's not a whole lot on there. Right. Not a whole lot on that one. So, yeah, probably bases. There's some buying here. Now this will be one that you absolutely could play on Monday. Again, remember this pair doesn't move tons. There'll be less volume there, but again, their markets are not going to not be closed. So, excuse me. I think at this point, be very cautious at this level. Again, 1, 2, basing 3. It did break it, but again, we've pushed it high. So when we push back up again, we probably don't have a lot of sellers in there. So, setting this one up for next week. Let's set that there. So, there's nothing I can do at the bottom of this one, unfortunately. we go. There's profit target one. Yeah, that's what we went off of before. So that's overall, that's kind of where we're looking for this to come down to. 86.58. 58. So yeah, kind of a rock and a hard place. There's our top and our bottom right now. Right. There's our top and bottom. Euro yen. All right. So euro yen, we got this nice push down yesterday morning. It was done. Talked about potentially another one. Once we saw this, we knew like, probably going to break, and it did. Right. Once it started to form, it broke and it went through the other side. Now it didn't actually give us a clean exit. It came in, went back down, popped again, went down. It's like, oh god, there's 3 hits and it's basing. It's going to break, and it did. It broke and then broke again and broke higher. So again, kind of a weird one. Again, we got the initial shock out of that one. So let's take this off. Let's run this higher here. I do think we run fibs from here up and see what we got new. Um, Facing right here at the 23. But look at the top of this one. Here, lower, lower again. And again, I don't know if it can pop up in another 4 minutes, but they're low, 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 3 in a row like that. That's typically where we look for sells. Unfortunately, it's not. See that on 30? That little 23.6 in there is kind of like, oh, if that was not a 23, if the 23.6 is down here, I think targeting at 150 would be awesome. Hmm. I like this one short. I do like the top on this one. Hmm. Yeah, I like this one short, but again, I love the way this top is formed, but we don't really have like the official top in there yet. Um, it's like it's all right. It's okay. So I'd like to find something in there, but we're not quite there yet, right? Again, on the 30 minute, on the 15, it looks okay. Again, we got the wicks that we're looking for. I would say my opinion on this one is we're starting to look for this to roll back down to the 150 range. It's only about 50 pips. It will run us, it's going to run out all the influence from the euro very, very soon, and then it's going to be purely a yen strength move. Um, hmm, yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I'd like to find this one short, but not on a Friday. Pound. Yeah, so can't relate. The only problem with this one. So again, we talked about this outside the other one. Europeans, what did they do? The Europeans sent it right to the top. And what was the response when the news came out? Right back down again. So the only thing on this one here, I'll remove this one real quick just so you can see the wick. Unfortunately, right, if you look to the left, we weren't quite in a zone yet. Actually, hold on, wait, maybe we were. I lied. We were right there. Um, so this is a hard one. In looking at this right here, be like, oh, okay, are we shorting this? What are we doing? Like, we've already found sellers. If you drop this one down, you can say, oh, okay, look, we're obviously holding, right? So this one is hard because it's kind of like, do we do a zone like that? I mean, that is very, very low, right? But it's 10, it's 11 pips, right? Um, Great response. Here's where the 830 candle happened. It's down 44 pips, right? So the hardest part about this one was finding the appropriate zone. But when it went up and started the pause, you had to know that it was going to go down. And like I said, here's the European session open, and 830 is right there. So again, make the dollar cheap, right? Get it on sale, just to get it, and ride the wave. So yeah, it's not much to say. I wish there was a zone over here for it, so it's not as clean as the other ones, but it's the same move, right? Aussie dollar, euro dollar, pound dollar, exactly the same. Europeans took it up just to take it back down again. And again, the trade's out now. This is exactly where it should be turning, right? Profit taking would come in right around there, and that's where we're seeing it kind of reverse back again. All right. Pound yen. All right, so pound yen. Pound yen took off a little bit late. I'm actually surprised the pound yen did take off sooner. Now we had a level kind of drawn over here, but you can see 1, 2, 3 hit it here. You're like, yep, gonna break. The 4 actually did not break it. It started the base below it, so number 5 is actually what broke through. But again, we can clear it. Punch that a little bit higher. You know what? I bet you that's a 50. Watch this. Yeah. Yep. Look at all this drama right here. I think this was in the same exact spot. We're getting the wicks that we like. We have one here, then we have lower, then we have lower, and we're trying to form a lower in here. There is a small little level sitting right in there. There's kind of a racetrack below it. Will we have enough time to put this one in? I don't know. It's only about 14 pips, so it's not huge. 1 to 3 is sitting right there. It's about maybe it's a little tiny bit deep. I would say profit is probably there. So it's a little bit. Hold on, that's not straight. Drosman, it's close. It's close. I'm within a little bit, but just when it's off, that OCD kicks in. It's a little bit short. Like I said, I do think it'll come down, but it's going to be purely a yen-based proxy right now. You're not going to see any more out of that. So yeah, yeah. I want to say short, but I don't know. God, I mean, I think this is what this one looks like. Right. And again, it's got to meet the same rules. It's got to come down here in base. It's got to pull down and pull back up again. Friday holiday weekend. I mean, it's up to you guys. Like I said, I wish this was a Tuesday. If this was a Tuesday, I'd be all over this. But again, Friday is my one concern. And we still do have the Harry Potter low when we do get back down to 170, 120. Again, I don't know when it's going to be. It could be Tuesday. It could be December. It could be 2 years from now. But again, that one stays on, and we're waiting for that to go. The alarm obviously won't stay on there forever, but obviously that zone will continue to be drawn there. Dollar CAD. All right, so dollar CAD. So dollar CAD, we were talking about where this one would move to. We ended up getting the punch up yesterday at 10 o'clock, and we are kind of hitting that level, right? And we were looking for something decent. We're like, hey, look for a confirmation, right? Red, the green one higher, not there. Red, green, higher, not there. Red, green went higher, not there. Red, green went higher, not there. Red, green. And again, the red here is flat, so it's not really the same, right? I would say look for the actual green spike, and there it was. Red, green went higher, not there. Red, green, red, close right here. That's where your level is, right? Red, green, and red is there. Okay. And your 1 to 3 is technically all the way down here. Now this is 16, which is a little bit far in my eyes. And profit wise, this was a little bit deep too. I would have said here, that's where the red is, right? And again, I'll just drag it down here. You can see exactly what see how it bounced right off that level. So this one would have been a little bit more difficult. I would say probably there. 276. So retouch right there. Probably right there. So it'd have been a 1 to 2. Um oh, Blue Angels are back. Oh, it's Friday for commissioning. So any surprise that this one popped at 8:30? Not whatsoever. I mean, again, this drove right back down again. In taking this trade, looking for a top, we were calling for a reversal. We had to go just a little tiny bit higher on there. But the problem with this one is, again, we know at 8:30 is sitting right there, up 7:30, 8:30. So being down here before news, right where there was previous buyers, is this a great trade to continue to hold short? Absolutely not. Take yourself out of the trade. If you got to go a little bit before 1 to 3, great, do it. Knowing that we're going in the core PCE, we were looking for dollar strength to come in. It did exactly what it should have done. It should have popped up again. So that's kind of where we're at right now, right? Again, you should be out right there. That's where you should be out from. So it has pulled up. It is back in that same level again. Do you want to be short now? Eh, yeah, you could be short right now if you really wanted to, right? You could be short again. There's a reversal coming in. Is it inherently a dollar week news day? No, not really. So I mean, I think it's a little bit risky now to be entering this trade now, especially after we just hit profit. Now it did pop news wise. So again, popping news wise is what we wanted, right? Um, yeah, I just think let's see. Oil's up a little bit too. Hmm. Oil would probably you can see it's moving pretty good now. Probably too deep to get into it now. But yeah, I'd be cautious with that. I don't think we're even going to get a 1 to 3 on there. So, again, not surprised. It's retracing the news today right now, but this is inherently not a weak number. Oil is accelerating though. Oil accelerating is probably. Let's see. This looks like a headline. Mm, Not yet. Not yet. But oil is accelerating a bit, right? There we go. We're starting to pull back again. So we should see it level. So, maybe it'll turn out to be a great trade. We didn't get into it. Unfortunately, we were watching it. But again, there was a confirmation off of that. So really the pre-news move is the one you were looking for. This after effect, it'll go back down probably right now. It looks like it wants to. Um, but ideally, you wanted to take this side, not this side of this one. Okay. Dollar Swiss. Any surprise? Hopefully not. And again, I'm gonna do the same exact thing I've done on the other pace pairs. There's your 830 candle. What did they do? There's your level, right? The Europeans drove it into a level at 830 for news. Okay. Um, Now on this one, I would have shrunk this one just a little bit. Unfortunately, it's kind of a big zone for this one. The problem with this one is 792 2.98. Um, so it almost made the 1 to 3. It literally got the 2.98 when it blinked off instead of 3. I think on this one, it's kind of the similar thinking. We already had a retrace here, and this is where the new zone came in. I would have said, hey, listen, on this one, you got to be looking for profit pretty much around this level here, where this green candle is. That's kind of where you have to have profit. It did go higher. Unfortunately, it ran into the same sellers that got here. They ran into this level, is what they ran into. Actually, it's those up there, but that's where the level is. Unfortunately, that's where they ran into. So again, European, they're all the same trade, right? This one right here, and again, look, you guys can see it did make it to it's 1 to 3. It's officially out, right? Dark, light. You guys see the dark and light. It did go past. So again, the trail didn't matter, right? You just locked it in. So this one, again, weak, weak, out, right? Weak, out. And again, went right down to the profit. So, full profit, turned exactly where it should have, right? Dollar CAD, again, it drove it up, and it looks like it's trying to do it there. Dollar Swiss drove it down for that news, right back up, and again, it's turning where it should have at the top. Okay. So let's see, what did the dollar run into? Yeah, the dollar ran into the gap at the top. That is what the dollar ran into. Using the green candle right there. There's your confirmation. And that's what you ran into. So, it's all kind of doing it how it should. All right. So these are the two levels we marked yesterday as potential levels. Again, it peaked its head above and pulled back again. Any surprise the 830? No. Again, it did pull back an hour beforehand here and here. It pulled down into that level. Why is this one not as clean as the other ones? Obviously, because there's yen, right? The yen proxy is messing this one up a little bit. It's the only difference. It's the only difference why it's not as clean as these, right? Because you have the dollar fighting the yen on this one. So right now, this one actually looks like it could drop all the way back down to this level. I don't know if the dollar will move that far, um, but it could, right? It could. Um, yeah, it has the room to run. I'm looking for a headline though. I don't see. Hmm. Yeah, I don't have a headline right now. Like I say, this is a. It may just be the profit taking. It may be like a big order trying to get out. Um, see it there either. I was like, there's surely going to be a news one here. No, no. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this one comes down. The reality is you should be out of your easy trades. This one is going to be more difficult because it's the dollar versus a proxy. So yeah, it is what it is. Bitcoin up a little bit. What do we got? TLT and TLT down at 106 or 1016. Again, big drop on this one all the way back down again. Let's see, what is oil doing now? Oil continuing to drop, but yeah, it's not really. It's just popping back and forth. So 78 from yesterday was hit. Let's pull that. Let's pull that. Lots of basing in there. It did get front run on that one. I thought that would go a little bit deeper. 11 was the bottom. Jeez. Or, I'm sorry, 11:30. I really thought that this would just tag it. It missed it by a bit. Let's pull that. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably where we're chopping. Okay, level there too. Could be a level for next week. Yeah, we're chopping right now because of the 50. Right. Boom, 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 boom. Again, highly technical market. Um, you know, if Wilkin goes higher, I think 73.31 is a decent short, but I don't know if it's actually going to make it through here. But the descending candles like that with the two greens, again, we got this is a 30-minute chart still. We still got 20 minutes to go, but if this doesn't move too much right now, this one should looks like it's trying to run out of steam right now after this initial push. So, um, yeah, there could be some trouble in paradise with this one. This one could roll back down into this 2750. It looks like it could potentially roll into this level right here, right? Um, right, 7225. Looks like we could roll back into that level. Hmm. Not a bad spot. Not a bad spot. Like I said, we'll see if we can get through here. We're going to be running out of steam really, really quickly on this one. Two descending candles in the green and being at a 50%. This one looks like it has the potential to just, again, little profit taking coming in from the overnight. Again, here's the European market straight up, right? So, natural gas. So, this is a funny one. So, we had the monstrous gap. Why? We know because of the contract switch. And I said yesterday, I was like, I hate these contract switches. I hate the contract switches. So, is it really up? I mean, it closed. Yes, it's up from where it closed here, but not really. We are looking to kind of hit this level. I hate contract switches. Stupid. Look at that. It was a nice little drop, but it never popped in. I'd expect this one to roll next week. Continue to go lower. Stupid contract switches. Yeah, bearish. I don't think it's really up 3.3. It's not really up that. It is on the futures contract, but it's not really. So, looking for it to come down. Let's look at gold. So gold, pointed out gold already. Let's bring this one down and actually box the bottom off. I still think that level's decent. Let's take this right here. Let's put one of these suckers right there and draw some attention to it. So, obviously we saw the dollar, the profit taking coming in. It's got a chunk through here and here to be able to get much higher than that. Right now, I hate to say this, I'm kind of rooting for gold. Again, I kind of want gold to come up here. So next week we're playing with this 1961. Oops, not what I was trying to do. This today, tomorrow, Monday. Jolts. Farm could be good. Its unemployment rate being at 3.4. Yeah, I kind of want this to come back up again. I don't know how much we can run up today versus over the weekend, but I kind of want us to come up over here somewhere, like Tuesday, Wednesday, over there. So we could still go down a little, but I kind of want it to come up to there. Um, Wednesday we have some economic data, right? Do I think inherently gold is a great buy right down here? No, that's not what I'm saying. I just think I want to get up and have the ability to start shorting this thing. And again, right now, 23.6, there's a level of basing sitting right in there. So there's definitely some levels. I kind of wanted to. Here, let's do it. I'm gonna do it this way. Just oops, that way, just so it's kind of like we kind of wanted to go that way, but again, my forecast is not to go long. I wanted to go that way. I'd like these levels. Downside, I don't love this for long. And I do think profit taking comes in, but it's kind of I think we I think today, low volume, US closed. This is an opportunity for this to go higher, right? Um, just to set up shorts for next week. Okay. So yeah. But obviously nothing right now, and I think it's going to have a little bit of an issue chunking through here. Yeah, the pop is nice as profit taking comes in, but chunking through 1955 is going to be a bear. And again, this market closes a little bit earlier anyway. Silver, again, same thing. Silver, you can see it's having the problems. It has the pop right now because again, the profit taking for the dollars coming in. The chop back and forth overall wasn't too bad. Again, up and down, up and down, up and down, making those little hairy candles. And again, I think we're looking for 23.50, right? 23.50, I think, is our magical number up top on this one as well. Um, Again, been there a few times, decent run. And again, I'll give it a little bit of a benefit of the doubt because now it is a 61.8, even though it's a level that's confirmed more than a few times. And it's a 50. So it's a half number. It's a 61.8. It's an area that we've had confirmations off of before. And now with the dollar profit, the dollar, obviously weakening and the profit taking coming in, I think it's a decent turnover spot. I think that's a pretty good one. Kind of like that one, right? I like the gold one here a little bit better. I think the gold's a better trade setup, but I do kind of like this one also. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get this big push. Let's see, is the dollar? Look at the dollar turner from that spot. Dollar's trying. It's not at its weakest, right? Let's go to the indices. All right. So yeah, there's 830. It's like, oh, it's over here. Fortunately, there's kind of your level right there. And you see 730 how it started to push. 830, popped it down. And then what do we do? 930 kicked in right here. We were at highs. We are back in the level. It was trying to take off. So unfortunately, no opening print. It would have been nice if that 830 would have came down and grabbed this, but it didn't. Right? The 915 is red, showing us that hey, it's pulling back right before the open. It's a buy. And again, we knew we had smooth sailing until really all the way up here. That was an old Harry Potter. So yeah, got some room to run. 42, right? 4202. Can we get above 4200? That's what the new story is going to be. So I think it's got legs. I think it's got potential. Maybe there's a little profit taking as we get really really weak, but for the most part, I'm not super worried about this one. Again, nice rally off the open. Real nice rally off the open. Unfortunately, it didn't pull back to a level. Gave us the signal, but it just didn't come back far enough. So again, core PCE kind of jacked this one. It's like, oh, just go just a little bit farther. Let's see, NQ, could we have got into it? NQ is closer. I would say that this is the level we were looking for. So again, this is kind of a standard, right? Came back up, pushed, and then boom, we popped 6 o'clock, and then we pulled down. So this is an 830 kind of news trade more than anything else. So eh, eh, did the same thing. 915, yep, and then skyrocketed. So um, it's been a this spike. This one's hit like 4 times. So it looks like we got some room to run. No opening print though, obviously. Again, this one did come down at 830 and grab the level. So this one had the ability for a news trade. Yes, did not. YM. There you go. Look at that. The 915 candle came down. Zone in there didn't come low enough. Boom, boom. It was lining up. 915, 9. Look at that run. Look at that run. Good thing is we're actually through this level now, so that's actually pretty decent. A little bit of a level above. YM's got some room to run today. Not as concerned about this. By the way, this is more for next week. 33,334. It's not a today target. I guess it'd be great if it is. I mean, that'd be a huge day up. But I think that would lead us to a big short. So it's all right. But unfortunately, as far as opening print goes, the main discussion in this one, it did pull back. Um, could you have taken this one off a level like that? Yeah, you could have. It's okay. It doesn't really meet the rules. But again, a pullback and a base, right? It gave us the base in, it gave us the green, gave us the red. We were looking for the entry. I mean, there it is. It doesn't meet the kind of textbook overnight trade of what we're looking for. Okay. And good old Russell. Oh god. Russell doesn't disappoint. Yeah, the 915 red looking for the green. It did pull back. It has a similar zone to what we had in the YM where you're like, oh look, there's a zone right there. And it pulled back and it's trying to build. This one was pretty ugly. This is a pretty ugly one. There was actually a confirmation here. 336. It just didn't get back to it. So again, if you want to be super aggressive, yeah, you could have taken a long off that one. It's unfortunate. I was hoping we have more opening prints today, but no, not really. Unfortunately, that PCE data kind of did what it was supposed to do. Look at Apple. Apple above 175. That's good. It's breaking through this right now. Again, this is an overnight level, but breaking through. Look at Apple, man. Crushing it. Tesla. Tesla's starting to turn. It's not at a peak yet. It's not at a peak. Why do these candles look weird? It's close. It's close. This 191 area is a turning point there. So, did you guys see it? Oh, is it here? Oh, it's not that one. I guess Ford has struck a deal with Tesla to be able to recharge at rival stations or something like that now. Saw that article earlier. Crude's pulling back. Crude now it's down to one. It's up 131 now versus 151, 161. Crude's really starting to put it in there. And natural gas, Jesus, natural gas is surging again. Again, not surging. It's pulling back up again. So yeah, crude's having a hard time. So all right, so that's it for today. We're a little bit early today, but again, it's a Friday. All the news came in. Again, pretty nice chunk of data. University of Michigan inflation expectations remain at 12-year highs. Final print for May dropped modestly from there. 5.4, 4.5, 4.2. Wow, look at this. The expectation is to be the 3.2 to 3.1 for the 5 to 10 year mark. Right? However, 5 to 10 year inflation remains on the high side of the last 12 years. Wow, that's pretty crappy. Right? The mandate is 2, and the expectation is we're going to be at 3.2, 3.1, meaning we have entrenched inflation at this point, that they're going to adjust that and be like, you know what, it's fine. 3 is better. I guess it's good that the expectation dropped to 4.2, but we just saw PCE come in worse. So I guess that's good. I guess the expectation is there. If it's lower, then people will spend. But the reality is it's actually not lower. It was actually higher. So, wah, wah, wah. All right, let's get over there. Will, what's up, Will? You haven't been around this week, bud. Busy? Ernest winning big. Yeah. So, Will, you've missed a lot this week. So it's been a battle, right? I think Debbie started the week off. I think it was Debbie. And then it was like Ernest won one day, right? And then tried to double up and Nora stole it with like a cheapie. And then the next day, Nora went in big, and then Ernest stole it with a cheapie. And then the next day, it reverted back again. And now we're on the last day. So in and out. Was in Texas last week, so I've been playing catch up. Gotcha. Isn't Texas like 100 degrees already in May? Isn't Memorial Day like when they hit 100 degrees every day? My sister's not posting about it, complaining this year, but she's been there enough that I feel like she doesn't complain about it anymore. She complains when it gets to be 60. She's like, oh my God, we had to rip out the jackets. It was 60. Wasn't bad. All right. Locust, that kind of stuff. All right, so I'm going to give it till 7, and I'm going to shut it down. And like I said, it's been a tennis match back and forth. Debbie is already pre-gaming for the weekend, right? It's Friday, Memorial Day. Debbie's getting the boat ready, everything. So, all right, here we go. 89 today. Oh, that's not bad, Ernest. I feel like 89 for Memorial Day weekend is not horrible for Texas, right? I feel like that is not bad. I feel like normally it's worse. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not 89 here. It's 66 right now. Like it'll be like shorts and a sweatshirt, right? Hoodies for you young folk. Yeah, 89 is not bad. All right, here we go. Winner of today's drawing is Ernest. Ernest took it with 8. All right, so Ernest wins today. Oh my God, it's like, where's this? There we go. So Ernest took it today. Who took it yesterday? It was Neuro, right? Yeah, it was Neuro. So literally, it's been traded back and forth all week. All week we've been trading this sucker back and forth. There's been a battle for power. Now remember, we're not going to be on Monday because that is a holiday. So when we go into Tuesday, it'll be a 50 pipper, right? So it'll be a 50 pipper. So that'll always add a little bit of extra seasoning in. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. By the way, holiday weekend, thawing out some venison steaks, right? Got to mix it up. I think I'll be, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I could grill them. I could sous vide them. I could smoke them. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with them yet. I got to figure that out today. But thawing some steaks out, so I'm excited. All right, with that, I'm out of here for today. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Everybody have an awesome weekend. Go out there, be safe. Get your barbecue grill in, but again, don't drive. Stay at home. Have fun. I'll catch you guys on Tuesday. Have a great day, and I'll see you then. Take care.